he uses description and like this detail to like get his message across effectively. Like he could have easily just said, oh, this is like, they treat like all the lower classes were treated like nothing, but all the higher classes they were treated with respect. Like he gave you description and detail so you better understand, like you connect to what he's saying better. Like so you get his message, like this was really, like this is how we were treated, and then when I moved up, this is the difference between.
And the variety of different students kind of shows like how people all have different learning styles. And there was like this one quote on 318 towards the bottom that really stood up to me like throughout the whole reading. And he said that students will float to the mark you set, and I and the others in the vocational classes were bobbing in pretty shallow water. Like I think it creates this distinction, you know, between this voc-ed and then, you know, the other classes, because, you know, in the higher classes they had higher expectations for these students, and that's why they continued to excel and exceed. But then, like in the voc-ed classes, they pretty much told him, you know, you're dumb, and they labeled them. So then they didn't feel that there was anywhere else to go, because that's who they believed they were. They established this identity, and they started, you know, to believe it.
Like tying the point back to education, like he uses detailed description like to say that they were taught to a certain standard, like the average kids were taught to a certain standard, so they didn't have like motivation to achieve higher accomplishments. And then when he moves up to the like higher grades, he talked about how Jack McFarland, he like inspired him, and he's like he pushed him so he could like achieve more. So I think that the detail of how he was treated when he was average to the detail versus how he was treated by Jack McFarland definitely shows his reach on education and how it was important.
In paragraph 20 on page 323. I sort of feel like he described it as a little better, because I feel like the teacher who did teach the college prep class, I think it was Mr. McFarland or something like that, I feel like he kind of pushes students more in the college prep class because he knows that they can do better than the ones in his voc-ed classes, because he sort of treats them in a different way than he would the college prep, because he knows that the teachers they had before really didn't teach them anything, because the class from voc-ed, the students, they took that class as a joke compared to the college prep classes. So I think he described it as better.
While we're talking about like the education and like the differences, and we were talking about how the students didn't believe in themselves, like not only was it like the students, it was also the teachers. Like on page 318, he's talking about his English teacher. He said he had little training in English. Like, how does your English teacher have little training in English? Like, that's bad. And not only that, but like their Spanish teacher couldn't get a hold of their class, and their biology teacher couldn't believe it when they got like 97 and 98. So it's not only the students, but it's also the teachers who's also, you know, labeling them as average and like raising them what they are.
And speaking of like differences between people who teach and how they believe in their, you know, students or who they're trying to teach, that leads me to the question that my group came up with: how does Frederick Douglass' mistress, who taught him how to read, compare and contrast to Mike Rose's teacher, Jack McFarland?
I like how you brought that up, because that ties into one of my questions. One of my questions is, how is Ralph Waldo Emerson's self-reliance similar to Sedaris' experiences in South Korea?
Well, there's like a quote on 321 that I got, and it was like, taking on with a vengeance the identity implied in the vocational track, openly defining yourself as like the common Joe. So they're all having the same identity of like just being average and not wanting to go anywhere, and not being themselves and not pushing themselves to get out of that and do better for themselves. They want to stay with the other people, because like, think about it, if you trap yourself around other nobodies, like, you're not going to be inspired to do anything. But if you trap yourself around people who want to do something, you're going to be inspired. You're going to be like, wow, you know, I want to do as good as them.
I wanted to focus focus it more into Me Talk Pretty one day.
Oh,
The ones I said.
sorry.
That's
Um,
okay.
Leading off of what Kenneth said, sorry.
It's okay.
We thought that like the main point of education in I just want or like the two readings of Me Talk Pretty is that they needed motivation to achieve higher accomplishments and reach out of their barriers. And compared to I Just Want to Be Average, they didn't have that type of motivation or that push to achieve higher things and excel in school. So I think that's leading into my question was, what is the significance of education in I Just Want to Be Average compared to the significance of self-consciousness in civil disobedience?
For that, what I thought of it is, I saw two individuals, Sedaris and Rose. Now Rose wanted to follow the status quo because there was no motivation for him, because his teachers were treating the students poorly and everything like that. But when Mr. McFarland came into his life, he changed it around. And Sedaris, since he has this, teacher that likes to insult people, bring them down, pretty much doesn't promote education at all. That's how I compare it to Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's like, it's how they take it. It's the individuals and the people that inspire them to do something. See, Sedaris took something that was completely negative and turned it into a positive, because he says, I am learning through these insults. Because of this, I'm going to get better. And as Rose knows that Mr. McFarland, he's like, hey, he's making me write essays every day, and maybe it's for my own benefit. Maybe I should pay more attention to this, because this is what's going to make me become better in life. That's what I got from it.
I think that along with all the insults that the French teacher does have, like, she told him one day on page 343, the 4th paragraph down, she's like, I hate you. She said to me when her English was flawless, I really, really hate you. Call me sensitive, but I couldn't help but take it personally. I feel like when she insults people like that, and especially him, I feel he feels the need to prove her wrong, that he can do better, and that if I just push myself, that I can actually make her maybe to stop insulting me and maybe compliment